following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Are you dancing? You should be. It's our theme song. It's where everybody runs in. It's like the Friends theme song where it goes. I am Devin O'Day, and I'm so glad you're here. Happy Valentine's Day. We're celebrating the love in your life, and we're going to kick things off by going to Rutherford County, where we have the Murfreesboro Post, and a wonderful event coming up in March, but it is Heart Month. February is Heart Month, and we celebrate all things heart by throwing a big party. For more than 40 years, the Heart Ball has supported the American Heart Association's mission of a long, healthy life for everyone. Tickets are on sale now as 2022 brings us back to the ballroom on March 5th at the Grove at Williamson Family Farm in Murfreesboro. Presented by Ascension St. Thomas Heart. As we dance, dine, and enjoy life, we will be raising funds for CPR training kits for schools and community partners. We'll be providing reusable water bottles for students and sharing clean water policies. Our schools, the 90,000 children they serve, are all part of the solution. 300,000 people suffer cardiac arrest outside a hospital every year. Only 48% of those received CPR from a bystander. Only 12% survived. But in schools and areas where CPR was taught, that survival rate goes to 30 to 40%. And while our students here at home have water filling stations, many don't have access to reusable water bottles. Hydration affects thinking and learning and digestion and performance of every child. So training and hydration are why Rutherford County Heart is celebrating and raising funds. If you'd like to be part of the survival solution in Murfreesboro, visit rutherfordheartball.heart.org for information, to make a donation, or to buy tickets to enjoy the Heart Ball on March 5th. It's not just about having a heart, it's about how you decide to use it that really matters. Heart.org is the American Heart Association's website with all sorts of great tips to help you feel better and help you have a healthy lifestyle and a healthy life. And I always say the silent killer of more women than any other thing is heart disease and high blood pressure. 600,000 people a year die of heart disease, of high blood pressure issues. So let's think about how to have a healthy lifestyle and take care of ourselves. Our heart is a terrible thing to not take care of, don't you think? Well, we're going to take care of what there is to do in our city. Tracy Hitz from Hitz and Branding has the Hitz List every week on Monday to get us celebrating in style. How are you, Tracy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just fantastic. Just fantastic. You know, you gave us some great ideas of stuff to do.
I try and dig. I find some of the regular things because you got to always include those, but I also try to find some gems as well. And today, Valentine's Day, obviously a lot of people are still kind of looking for what to do, which is fine. Last minute is fine. So there's a Valentine's Day at City Winery. And so Carolyn Jones is there. She's a Sirius XM host. So people might know her from that, but obviously singer-songwriter. She's got some ladies with her. And then, of course, you can't mention the Song Suffragettes without Valentine's Day as well. So they're at the listening room every Monday, but they'll have a special show tonight. Jamie Paul. I wanted to mention Sambuca just in general, because that place is awesome for any night of the week, and then the brunches as well. But they do a lot of jazz. Jamie, like I said, she's jazz, blues, and gospel. She'll be there tonight. The happy hour from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. is one of the best in the city. But just the people that they bring through at Sambuca, it's just a great place to have dinner in general, but especially
food. Oh my gosh. Sambuca has some of the best food in this town, and it's been around for a long time. They've withstood all the stuff of the last 2 years, and they have lived to tell about it. So let's support these restaurants if they're local and take care of these people.
Yes, love Sambuca. And then Leaving Lennox is also tonight at Hard Rock Cafe. That's a duo from Australia. They've been popping around. Yeah, you know them. They've been popping around a lot, and I think they're so great.
Leaving Lennox, a friend of mine, Lane Wilkinson, said, there's this duo I just heard, and they're from somewhere else. They're not from around here, but I got to find them because they were really good. I ran into them, and I always follow Lane's lead if he sends me somebody good. And Leaving Lennox was the band he found. So there you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, so they're a good duo, and so it's perfect for Valentine's Day as well. And then tomorrow, Scott Sean White's one of my favorite people, and he's with Russell Sutton and Barrett Baber at the Listening Room on Tuesday.
Are you kidding me? Okay, Barrett Baber from The Voice. If y'all don't see him, you're missing out. I'm just saying.
Yes, and he wrote My Boy with Terry Joe Box, and it's such a great song. But there's still tickets available. I checked to make sure, because those are three of my favorite people. Thursday, keeping in with the Valentine's Day theme, they're doing a Swiftie sing-along at Sid's Gold Request Room. So Taylor Swift songs that everyone can sing along to. And then they're going to do the karaoke after that, but they'll have Connor Brennan, who was on The Bachelorette. He is based in Nashville, and he's a singer-songwriter as well. So he'll be the special guest at Sid's on Thursday. And then Friday, not music, but a friend of mine's in the Nashville Improv Company, and they're doing, again, The Bachelor, the most dramatic show ever at City Winery. So they're going to be doing spoofs of the Bachelor and The Bachelorette. So that should be pretty fun. America is playing at the Ryman on Saturday.
That's like my band. It's like, I laughed yesterday because everybody was going, oh, it's old school with the Super Bowl halftime show. Everybody was like totally into the halftime show. I said, and I thought it was a fabulous halftime show. I'm not the demographic for that, because it was not my growing up years, but it was everybody else's growing up years, it seems to be. But for me, America, you said it. That's my people. That band, I know every word to every song they do.
Yeah, they're going to be great. And we've always talked about shows at the Ryman are amazing, but America at the Ryman is going to be pretty epic.
Oh,
and then, God. Yeah, and then you mentioned the Super Bowl. So East Side Bowl is actually having Dre Day on Saturday. So there's going to be a band there, featuring Dr. Dre music, which is awesome. And then again, Backstage Nashville, you have awesome hit songwriters, but you have Will Jones this week. So I just wanted to give another shout out to Backstage Nashville, because I love Will Jones. He's a great singer-songwriter, but he is also a great guitar player.
And I know we go through a lot really fast when it comes to the hits list when we're live, but you can go back at the end of this broadcast. You can go back and replay it, or you can just go to the hits with a Z list.com. The hitslist.com will give you all of the stuff, and follow Tracy Hitz from Hits and Branding. If you're an artist and you need some help when it comes to branding your music and getting you aligned with companies. And I did see where Peyton Taylor and a group is heading back to Denmark, and you were kind of the brainchild of putting together a festival for Denmark and sending them singer-songwriters.
Yes, well, Blue Foley and Stephen Work started it. I came in halfway through and helped them plan last year's. But yeah, they just finished up sold-out shows in Denmark. They're heading back tomorrow back here to the U.S., and they did a great job.
I just love it when you create more audience for our country singer-songwriter, or for our singer-songwriters. And I'm not going to say country, because writing a song is not genre. Writing a song is writing a great song, and that's what we do. Love you, my friend, and you have a great rest of your day, and you and your sweetheart have a great Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, we're going to talk relationship. Our next guest in the green room is one of my favorite people. He uplifts me. His book, called The Next Book, got me started by following everything he does. And he's got a special going on today. Before we meet him, you're going to hear about his book on relationships.
I love Adonis and Heather's message because it's very practical. It's very sort of in your face, and they're not pulling any punches. And I really appreciate that their voice is one that's just really authentic and transparent about their own story.
Conflict is a part of relationships, but it's how you navigate through it that will cause you to be successful.
A bit nervous about dating because I'm like, well, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what it's going to be like. What boundaries do I need to keep in check and stuff? And so I'm excited because it'll kind of lay those out.
The first thing we did was we sought out an accountability over our relationship. They could see things in our relationship or things in our future because they had already walked through it. They could see things in our blind spot, things that we could not see.
David and I both have been married before, and so this time around when we decided to date, it was really neat because at that time Adonis and Heather started teaching a class on how to date. Because of the process that we went through following exactly what they suggested in their book, we had some moments where we were forced to look at each other and forced to look at the areas that we each needed to change so that we were able to be better.
Books and things I've heard about dating, it kind of skips the dating part. It's just like, okay, you're going to be married and this is how it's going to happen. And so many people, I feel like, skip over the dating part. I'm excited just to learn that missing step almost.
I really think Dating in Black and White has the potential to change the dating game.
This book will change the way I date. I'm hoping it's going to give me some tips.
I'm excited to give it away. I already know several people. I've got 2 sisters that are dating right now.
No one else is really talking about this, not in a way that I feel like is really relevant to people who are really going through the day-to-day experience of dating. So I think that this is just going to give single people just a whole new way to approach the dating scene, and I'm really excited about it because I think that it's very needed.
datingbwbook.com. Adonis Lenzy, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful. My friend Devin, so good to see you and be with you here today online.
I follow everything that you do. You inspire me. You uplift me. When you teach Bible, it has such a down-to-earth approach. And I just want to tell everybody that every book that Adonis writes, and he and his wife, you collaborated on this book, didn't you?
Yeah, on the relationship book, Dating in Black and White. That was actually the first book that I ever wrote, and I did it with my wife.
It was your first book, and you did it with your wife. Okay, now that was a challenge.
It was. It's, it was a test of our marriage.
It is. Jimmy Carter and Rosalind were married forever. And so was Bill Gaither and Gloria. But both of them did relationship books together, and it about killed their relationships, and each one of them been married over 50 years. So I thought, if it can challenge a 50-year marriage, I know that a new one, it can certainly have something. But I love how you talk about dating, and it's not just teenagers or first timers. You talk about dating like going back. That's one of the biggest complaints that I have of people in my 50 and over group. They're going, how do you date at 50 plus?
Yeah. And that's one of those things, as we were writing the book, we wanted to make sure we covered a lot of ground and covered a lot of people. We didn't want to leave anybody out. So it's very practical, but we put some biblical perspectives in there as well. But, interesting, when we came out with it, we did have those in that 40, 50 age range that reached back out to us and said, thank you so much for giving us hope. One of the statements we make, it's like, divorce is not the end all. If you've been married a couple times, that's not the end all. Let's have a clean slate. Let's put some things in place that we can ensure to set you up for success in your next dating relationship. And so we covered a lot of ground. We were just so thankful. Even to this day, we continue on a daily basis to sell the book. I hear from people all the time how it's helping them. One lady just reached out to me recently from Arkansas, and she said, thank you so much for writing this book from a non-judgmental point of view. And that just really encouraged me because that was our heart in it.
Well, dating in this day and age, and especially with the weirdness of this pandemic, I'm going, dating, we're not even leaving our houses. I mean, what do you think about online dating? I mean, do you cover that in the book?
We do. In fact, Devin, we interviewed a couple of people at our church that we met. They met online and got married. And so that was one of those things. I think, in the church it was kind of taboo, but man, if it works for you, it works for you. But we put some parameters in our book, and like when you date online, and we try to tell you, everybody puts their best foot forward online, and you've got to have some people in your space, some people in your corner that can help you go through that profile. When you go out and meet that person for the first time, don't do it alone, is what we tell people.
Absolutely. And one of the things I loved that you and your wife talk about in that video clip that we just saw is accountability.
Yeah.
You have to have accountability if you want to lose weight, if you want to quit smoking, if you want to go into recovery for drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, recovery in relationships is just as important. You need accountability because you will repeat the same mess up if you're not careful.
Absolutely, Devin. And that's one of the things when me and my wife, when we wrote this book, we were very genuine, authentic, and honest. We shared about all of our past failures and mistakes in relationships. And we brought out the good, the bad, and the ugly. We didn't have time to waste. And I tell people all the time, the older you are, you don't have time to waste. This is not about going out for a hamburger. No, you need to find out quickly about that person and sit there and see if this is a relationship that you're going to take the next step with. And so we knew we did not want to have another crash and burn moment. So we brought people into our space, our circle, our leadership, and we had that accountability. And one of the things that, when you're in the middle of accountability, you kind of, because I took that attitude, like, I'm a grown man. I don't need nobody watching over me in my relationship. I'm grown. But now looking back, we're so thankful that we had people speaking into our life and speaking into our relationship that were able to see down the road and help us navigate through some potential deal breakers and to trust God to see if we were meant for each other.
I used to rationalize if you go on a date and someone says, well, and I don't really have a religious affiliation and I don't really have this and that and the other. And I thought it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I have a very strong one and it matters.
Yes.
You got to be. And my grandfather was a pastor and he farmed 80 acres and preached like 5 or 6 services a week. He's one of those traveling guys that he preached all the time. And he says, don't be unequally yoked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I was 50 before I even understood what that meant, but boy, do I understand it. Yeah.
And we cover that in the book too, both from a biblical perspective. It's one thing to say, are you a Christian? Okay, I'm a Christian. Okay, well, let's keep moving forward. But we challenge people to even dive deeper to talk about that core belief system. Mm-hmm. What are some things you believe in? This is what I believe in when it comes to dating. This is where I take a stance. And, we tell people you can both be church attenders, but still be unequally yoked when it comes to your belief system. So
that will preach. That will preach,
yes.
right?
It does. And so right there, this is that moment when me and my wife met. We were in our 30s and we just knew, okay, we got to fast track this thing. And what I mean by fast track, we were very intentional with our dating. So we didn't just go out for hamburgers and pizza. No, when we got together, we sat across from each other and we asked each other very intentional questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What is your belief system in this? What do you think about kids? What do you think about parenting? What do you think about finances? How do you handle your finances? So we were very intentional because we wanted to make sure we were somewhere on that same page. Okay. A lot of people jump in full speed and they get to the physical action first and the touching and the hugging and the kissing. And then it feels real good. And then when you find out you're not on the same page, you tell yourself, oh, I can make it work. And you really can't.
Not true. Exactly. Well, tell people about the special that you've got on the book today.
Yeah, what we're doing right now, and I decided to throw that up on my social media real quick. Book is called Dating in Black and White. If you go to my website, adonislenzy.com, for any one purchase you make of this book, we're just going to go ahead and throw in another copy in that order. So all you got to do is purchase one copy. We're going to throw another one in for you and send you 2 copies. And we're doing that for today only. But it's a great book, Devin. I'm telling you, we wrote this book 3 years after we got married, and it is still just every day I'm sending out copies, people ordering it. And it's a life changer. It's a game changer for those that really want to put some boundaries and just give yourself a chance for success in a relationship.
It's just a fabulous book. And I want to tell everybody, if you are watching today, 2 for 1 today. That is Valentine's Day. It is a sweetheart of a deal, AdonisLenzy.com. And while you're there, get all of his other books too, because I'm going to tell you, it's going to change your life. I'm just saying. Thank you so much, Adonis. I appreciate your time here today.
My pleasure. Love you, my friend.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I got to tell you, we're going to head to Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro Post is where you can find out all sorts of great information. We are hyper local with all of our 14 newspapers around Middle Tennessee. But in Murfreesboro, there is a home expo coming up this weekend. If you've got one of those honey-do lists and it hadn't been done yet, you need to see what they've got, because they've got a lot of local vendors. We're going to find out more about it on Friday, but I'll give you the details right now. Just ahead of Tia McGraff and Tommy Parham. They got a love story you're just going to love. I love two of my very favorite heart friends. Oh yes, I know.
Yes.
I can't make those very well. I look like I'm just trying to.
Happy Valentine's Day, my beautiful friend.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, two of my most creative friends, and Tommy's become a videographer. And you guys have taken time to be there in Canada, and that's beautiful scenic area, and putting in all the work to just create and create and create, haven't you?
It's been a ride, and but it's been a joyful experience. I've got to say that. It's like peeling away the layers of the onion over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We met and married in Nashville, of course, and broke our rule of never date your co-writer. And our 16th anniversary is coming up in June, wedding anniversary. So, but I've been enjoying your show and all the guests, and Adonis is just absolutely correct. It's about sitting down. For us, it was sitting down and being transparent and honest with each other.
Yeah.
And saying, you know what, we feel we have a really cool friendship here. Is it worth taking it to the next level? And it was about respect. For me, Tommy was the first guy who'd come into my life that I really felt safe with. Like, he truly respected me. And that was huge.
Respect in a relationship, people don't always put that at the top of their list, but they should.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Because that's what carries you through, right? It's there's going to be things like we were on the road together for 14 years in a car, and cramped spaces and
if you don't respect that,
that's right, disagreements and whatever. But when you respect each other, you find the middle ground, and you don't compromise, but you find the middle ground, and you respect each other, and you love each other through everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell on y'all, because I met Tia in a songwriting room. We were going to write songs together, and she laid on the couch because she and Tommy before they were married, and they were just kind of getting started in their relationship, and they had this big blow up or whatever. It was just something, as now she goes like, it was something stupid. We just had this, but it was just like, it was the end of the world. It's like, I mean, she was like agonizing. What am I going to do? And it's my first time to meet Tia. And and we just went through and we wrote it out.
We did.
We wrote a song about it. And so I feel like I've been part of y'all's relationship from day one. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
You have.
But that's the deal about relationships. When you buy in to that, and especially when you create music together. And I'm going to tell you, if y'all had not worked out, the world would have lost some great music, because y'all sing great harmonies together. I mean, y'all beautiful stuff. And the music that you write, just a few weeks ago, we played Crazy Beautiful.
Mm.
Oh, that's a great song.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you. And we co-wrote that with Kevin Fisher.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
Go Your Own Way.
Go Your Own Way.
The new video.
Yeah, the new video. Yeah. And so Kevin, of course, is amazing. And that's a whole other level, because you've written with us too. So when we bring in a third co-writer, I feel sorry for y'all, because it's like you're having to deal with Tia and Tommy, not only as 2 and 3 writers, but
as a couple.
So,
with all our quirks.
It is just a gift, and everybody is loving it. We're getting a lot of people. Betty Chani stopping.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure how to say her name, but Cheney. Okay.
Yeah.
And David Wells saying hi. And of course, Suzanne and Mark from Alabama checking in as they do. Oh, thank you so much.
Beautiful, guys. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. We love you too. Yay.
Got a lot of love there. And I want to tell people, especially if you are teaching your kids right now, you guys have come up with some really wonderful things for kids that you've created that combines music and uplifting. Because the number one thing, I've talked to some pediatricians lately, and they said we're not treating a lot of sick children as far as symptoms and things like that. But what we're treating is depression. And that's a horrible world that our world is in right now. So that's why uplifting music for children is important. What are you guys doing with your educational series?
Well, Devin, when we lived in Nashville, we adopted our shelter dog, Jake, and we started taking Jake on the road with us, and people fell in love with him, and he had just this beautiful personality. So I wrote a children's book called Jake the Road Dog about him, and it started healing. We would go into schools, we would go into libraries, bookstores, and it was just so healing, and it was so wonderful to see that children were lighting up. And in it we included songs, Crazy Beautiful, Two Wolves, which is about the Cherokee legend of two wolves, the grandfather and the grandson.
Yeah.
And so Tommy gets them singing the indigenous chant, which is beautiful. And so during COVID, we were missing the opportunity to go into these schools and libraries. So we said, why don't we take each chapter in the book and create a educational teaching series? Mm-hmm. So it's been a lot of work. It took us a year.
Yeah.
And Tommy's editing skills now.
Yeah, a lot of editing.
And so we've created this 9-part video series that's available for schools or libraries or homeschool. And it's on our website, and we've already sold one to a local teacher, and he's just loving it. And it includes songwriting. The kids are learning how to write songs, and the theme
cultural
is
history, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's really neat how we combined a bunch of different things into this one 20 to 30 minute video, and there's 9 of them. And by the end of the series, you have the skills or the tools to learn how to write your own song.
Superhero. Who is your superhero song?
Yeah, your own superhero song.
And then they're encouraged to create their own classroom festival. And so so
good. It is so good. So I know there are a lot of people who are homeschooling kids right now going, oh dear God, I was never created to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people staying home going, what do I do? This is enrichment like you will never believe. It's so, so, so good. And how do they find it? Tell them, how do they find you?
Our website is www.tiamcgraff. That's Tia, T-I-A, McGraff, McGraff.com. And of course, we're on Facebook and Twitter as well. You can find us, Tia McGraff. And we also signed up with Teacher Pay Teachers, which is a forum for teachers that they can order directly through that as well. So, but just drop us a line through the website, and we'll be happy to share more information, send you a video clip so you can see what it's all about in the trailer as well.
Always looking for great things to help our kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, I love you, and I celebrate your love today. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Big hug.
Big virtual hug. We love you guys. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to go back and take a look and make sure that we say hello to everybody who's watching today. Steve Burney, hi, and Brenda Scott is watching. Of course, Mark and Suzanne and Elizabeth, loving our EB, and Betty and David and all y'all. Big virtual hug. It is Valentine's Day. And before we get out of here, we have a word from someone to help us. If you have not seen Jean Garcia's testimony, I encourage you to go look for it, because if you're struggling with addiction, we have a word for you.
Today, Adult and Teen Challenge USA exists to extend a hand to families struggling to find freedom. Our long history of biblically based programs has proven time and time again the transformative power of Christ. Our remarkable success rates are made possible by the quality of our programs, the merciful grace of God, and your support of this ministry.
I loved it here. As soon as I got here, I loved everything about it. There were people here who welcomed me. There were people here who made me feel like I was okay. and that they could see what I had been through and they could relate to me and I was going to be okay. I got saved shortly after I got here, and I got a real taste of hope. For the first time in my life, I had real hope.
Adult and Teen Challenge in Murfreesboro, Clarksville, and around Middle Tennessee. Adult and Teen Challenge, Heartland Adult and Teen Challenge. I encourage you to go to Main Street Nashville on YouTube and see the clip that we have uploaded. That testimony from Gene Garcia, who directs the program here in Middle Tennessee, is just, man, it is amazing. And it's affordable, and it is a good program. And we've got another program we're going to tell you about later this week. I cannot wait. I cannot wait, because it is in Normandy, Tennessee, and I call it stay away camp, but it is the most beautiful place you've ever seen, with a new segment we're starting called Miracles on Main Street. Well, speaking of miracle, be safe, everybody, be kind, but most of all, the biggest miracle of all, and for all of us, you are loved. And we are loved. And I hope you feel that today. Have a great rest of your day. We're going to send us off with our theme song by Lisa Richard, also from Canada in Halifax. And just sending a shout out to our friends up north. We love our Canadian connection. Bye. Have a great day.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like it's early Sunday summer. Together, on my front porch with my friends. Together with who's ever there, standing next to me. Yeah, together is my favorite place to be.